clears it high and wide. The ball that will stay in. Tracked down by Maxime Chenot. Plays inside the 18 for Matt Fries. Wears the number 49. Signed as the backup, has become the starter, at least for the moment. Parks dropping back to Fries. Step or two outside of his 18. This is a challenge inside, and a foul will get called on Kufre going through the back of Cameron Harper. And it's a Red Bull opportunity to work out of their defensive third. To the 4th minute, early stages of our game here tonight from Red Bull Arena. Winner into the round of 16. Carlos Cornell looking over the top. It goes off the head of Chenot. Fries able to react off his line and grab it with Dante Van Zer, who scored a couple of goals the other night. Chenot getting around Barlow, plays in the middle of the field. Parks towards the halfway line. Andres Jason. Tavon Gray in a 2v1 with Tolkien. Gray gives it away to Frankie Amaya. Looking in space for Van Zer. Taken back by Martins. Tolkien helps win it back for New York. Barlow playing wide left. Van Zer. He's got Luquinhas on the sideline. Luquinhas tap back Amaya. Stepping through was Rodriguez. Amaya able to keep it on. Edelman will reset with a back pass for Nealis. Angled ball on the left sideline. Luquinhas trying to play one up over the top for Tom Barlow. Keaton Parks with it. Try and counter right now through Bakrar. Rodriguez weaving through traffic. Joining the attack is Kufre. Out wide left, Ledesma. James Sands switches field. Gray back to Sands, middle of the field. Attacking side for New York. They'll now drop it to Martins, who will use Fries, who was way, way outside of his 18. Something to keep an eye on with a Red Bull team that oftentimes will come press. You don't see a keeper come that high, do you? Floating ball. Tolkien and Jason will do battle. Tolkien has it. He will take a forearm to the back, and an easy whistle will come and allow New York to start.
What's interesting just in terms of how kind of Barlow is starting his defensive position underneath Van Zer, keeping an eye on Sands, and also Parks, who does a great job just as that number 6 kind of sitting there and kind of distributing the ball.
Headed by Martins. Amaya. Parks, just taller than Edelman. Oh. Sean Nealis through the back of Bakrar. Three other games up and going. Atlas in New England, Philadelphia, D.C., Pumas and Querétaro. No score in any of them. James Sands will be the one to restart this.
A little bit slower start than I thought. Here, just 7-8 minutes in, I thought have a little bit more energy to this game, a little bit more pace, but looks like now Red Bull stepping it up a little bit defensively, and see what comes from it.
Barlow doing battle with Sands. Out of it is Keaton Parks. Throw in front of the Red Bull technical area for John Tolkien.
Well, there's no question this Red Bull team is sitting back a little bit more than what we've seen in a while, and maybe trying to be a little bit more deliberate in terms of when the pressure actually comes, whether it's an awkward ball back to the keeper freeze or an awkward ball out wide.
Barlow, Sands doing battle. Both players tangling with one another and going down. Barlow getting more of the talking to and called for the foul. Thiago Martins, one of the DPs on the roster, as a center back to restart. Inside the 18 off a header. Reyes, Edelman, Fernandez, now Harper. Long clearance down the middle of the field. Chanot able to head it down for Sands. Plays from Martins. Freeze continuing to come pretty far out of his 18. Chested down by Bakrar. Off on the left side, Rodriguez. A touch back and forth with Koufre. Chanot for Martins. Sands. The halfway line, Martins. Rolling it forward and coming forward is Ledesma. Gray inside the box with a right-footed service. Jason keeps it alive. Reyes pokes it in the air. Laquinhas, another head ball, trying to clear space. Comes down to Sands. City, good pressure here. Koufre putting it in the box. Nealis with a sliding deflection to take it out of play.
Well, right now, defensively, it looks like this Red Bull team is pretty well organized, allowing NYC to kind of move a little bit more east-west than anything else in terms of not much space really freed up for this NYC to get behind.
Tolkien, silly foul on the sideline with Andres Jason is back to goal and closer to half.
this team of getting some width there and finally getting Cameron Harper and John Tolkien involved in the game created a lot of opportunities. More specifically, the opportunities probably came from set pieces and corner kicks, and really made the difference in the game.
John Tolkien will take this restart. He's about 5, maybe 8 yards on the offensive half. Plays Laquinius, who will drop a ball back for Frankie Amaya. Back to Laquinius. Couldn't keep it at his foot. And now City will try and counter. Bakar going through Edelman. Ball left towards the top of the 18 for Cornell. Able to get there with 2 blue jerseys applying some pressure. Tolkien pinched off on the sideline. Plays off of Andres Jason to get a throw in. Now Tolkien and Sean Nealis having a bit of a dialogue back and forth.
15 minutes in, I don't think we've really seen both teams really find their way a little bit here. I don't know if this NYC team expected Red Bull to sit back a little bit in the first line of defense. Here's the width that I was talking about.
Cameron Harper off the ball from Reyes. Got to the final third, now pulls back out. Across to Tolkien from Reyes. Laquinius hitting off a Gray. Throw in for New York. These would be the changes, Steve, you've said from a tactical standpoint. You come in with one game plan, one team doesn't expect it. Maybe City's doing something that Red Bull wasn't thinking about. You have to be able to make the changes on the fly.
Yeah, you do, and it has to come first and foremost from the players that are on the field, trying to figure out what's working and what's not working. And I continue to say that you'll really see a difference in this Red Bull team when we really accent the width and have guys like John Tolkien and Cameron Harper truly involved in the game. And I think more so on the right-hand side, the way that kind of developing here tonight in the first 16 minutes of Cameron Harper having the space and us not really finding the ball early and often enough.
Long way to go, but Atlas leads New England by a score of 2-0 in the first 15 minutes.
Well, you see that starting goalkeeper situation down there in New England as well. We're up there in Boston. Got a lot of things going on in New England Revolution right now.
Not the best week for the refs.
This has been a tough week.
John Tolkien looking to take a throw in. Plays for Amaya. Sands stepped in. Amaya goes down. City trying to break again, but the ball played to no one in particular. Tolkien, the first man back. In for Edelman.
Oh, take the foul there.
Be a throw in instead.
Rodriguez coming in a little late on Edelman. Looks like we're going to have a throw in. I think when you talk about NYC, and you mentioned at the top of the show that it's a team that likes possession and leading the game in possession. I don't know if it's really been
Ray taking down Laquinius. It's the best way to mention the keeper situation up in New England. Georgi Petrovic is in essence what? Just kind of sitting out, right? In protest that he wasn't sold?
Kind of seems like it. Don't have all the details, but it does definitely seem like there's a lot of frustration building right now.
Nealis, head ball off on the right side. Harper. Down the seam, will roll into the box. Chanot taps back, freeze.
There you go.
Amaya
That's better.
will get called for a foul going into the back of Keaton Parks. Amaya unhappy with the call.
And this is exactly what I'd like to see us do a little bit more. Just put some pressure on there. Not necessarily a need to foul there, but at least put some pressure on. Speed up the game a little bit, open it up a little bit. And again, John Tolkien Cameron Harper, green light. One up top for NYC. Got to go.
Big switch from Chanot. Tolkien gets in the way of it, but goes off the top of his head. Throw in for City. Big collision. Sean Nealis and Andres Jason colliding with one another on a 50-50 ball. Will be a throw in, I believe, for New York City. Red Bull head coach Troy Lassane irate. Yelling down at Nick Cushing in the NYC bench.
I think Nick wasn't very much happy with the way Sean came in, and then I think Coach was just unhappy with the fact that he felt like it should have been their possession.
'20th minute, almost 21st. The cleanest game from either team thus far. Luquinhas, a head ball on the attacking half, gives it away to Martins. That's Tavon Gray, possession.
You're nicer than me,
back,
man,
Jason.
buddy. This has been tough to watch. I mean, I did not think that we were going to kind of have this first 20 minutes of kind of feeling out kind of game. I thought this was going to be a game that both teams were going to really come at it, and we're going to have a high line and put some pressure on them. But right now, it just seems, two teams are really fine with kind of slow build-up and development, and nobody's really doing anything right now. And it's kind of tough to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought we were glass half full.
I am. I'm just saying, but glass half full is that we haven't given up anything. Glass half empty is the fact that, like, you got to have guys on the field that recognize what they're doing and kind of make some changes accordingly. Right now, we're getting stuck in spots, and when we get stuck, the only thing that we're doing is just clearing the ball out and giving them another opportunity to pass it 43 times in the back. Sorry, I went dark there a little bit.
Sands leaving off. Martins back to Sands, top of the box. Amaya got a little bit of a deflection on it. City able to work out of trouble. Chanot pushing forward. Ledesma. Barlow works back, gets a touch. Fernandez had it, and then it goes off Kufre. Fair to say that neither team has imposed their will thus far in the first half of the first half.
That's part of one of the reasons why I think it's important that you kind of force the issue on width. Worst case scenario, you get your opportunities through set pieces and corner kicks and stuff like that. We saw the same thing in the San Luis game. Like, you got to see this, that, listen, the slow buildup ain't going to work, man. You got to get going, get forward. And if there really is data-dependent, that this is an NYC team that struggles with, balls in the box and set pieces, then why aren't you trying to capitalize on that?
Rodriguez getting past Nealis and breaking here inside the 18. Would have been the shot and is down right now inside a 6-yard box.
Well, if you look at that replay, what concerns me more than anything else is you had Sean Nealis step up to Rodriguez, who, quite frankly, just beat him in the middle of the field, opened the game up a little bit. And fortunately for us, Cameron Harper kind of brings him inside, and Reyes does a great job helping as that second defender. In that specific situation, Sean Nealis has to, worst case scenario, foul in the middle of the field to slow it down because he's putting himself in a bad position and his teammates in a bad position there.
24th minute, from small business to personal checking. Provident, the bank that's committed to you, and it's a commitment you can count on. Provident Bank, the official banking partner of the New York Red Bulls. As Carlos Cornell being tended to, they're working on his right leg. New York with 2 other keepers. I believe League Cup rules mandate that you keep 3 keepers on the roster. Ryan Mara and AJ Marcucci. Cornell the second. The shot was blocked by Reyes. Raised his hand to get the attention of the referee. Maybe just cramp.
Can't really tell. He was mentioning. Looked like he's almost going to his right knee a little bit. I couldn't see what's going on there.
Wanted an orange slice?
I don't know.
Throw in for City on their best opportunity of the night. Ledesma will take the throw in. Goes off of Ledesma and will be a Red Bull throw in. No score between Philadelphia and DC. That game obviously important. Winner of this game, winner of that game will play what we've been told Monday night. Red Bull with the chance to host if DC wins, if Red Bull wins. Game would be here. Philadelphia would host anyone who wins this match tonight. Cornell inside his 18, plays up towards the halfway line. Before it gets there in the circle, Sands to take it down. Tolkien knocks it out over the sideline. Everybody needs Steve a timeout and a talking to in this game.
Yeah. Well, you hope that if they can't figure out what they need to do offensively on the field, this Red Bull team, they at least figure out the importance of not giving up anything in the first half and then allow themselves to get into the locker room, worst case scenario.
Giveaway players down all over the place. Foul will get called on Andres Reyes. And on the flip side, in the 27th minute, can't say that NYC has been real clean either.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got both teams that are essentially just getting behind the ball and not much north-south soccer right now. It's more kind of keeping possession and being slow and deliberate.
Keaton Parks to drop off for Chanot. Left side, Chanot, middle of the field. Sands, Laquinha's challenging. City gives it away. Tolkien at the halfway line. Laquinha's dropping back for Amaya. Edelman, good diagonal ball to Laquinha's, who has not had his best touch so far tonight. It's about the third time it's hit his foot and has trickled away from him. Usually so technically sound. Inside the 18, Martins. Gray. Now Tolkien comes to attack.
There we go.
Edelman, 25 yards out. Gives it away. Play on Amaya. Luquinhas inside the 18.
Laquinha sings, and now an opportunity, a golden opportunity for it looks like a PK. Man, do we need this right now.
should be Omir Fernandez.
He's got the ball in his hands. I think they're going to do a whole VAR thing here for a second, though.
Edelman, by the way, is finally up to his feet. They will look at it, VAR. Maxime Chenot trying to talk and grab Omir Fernandez. I mean, I don't see how you turn this over.
Oh, there's no chance. There's absolutely no chance.
No reason to even go back and look at it. Yeah. Omir Fernandez, 12 yards away from giving Red Bull a 1-goal advantage. Just about a half an hour in.
Omir, come on, buddy. We need this. Just find your spot, slot it, and let it go.
Referee telling everyone stay outside of the 18.
And I mentioned, previously about Freeze. I mean, here's a player who obviously is comfortable with the ball at his feet, but he's a shot stopper. This is kind of what he's known for. He's a big guy, athletic, and now it's up to Omir Fernandez to put us in a 1-0 lead.
Fernandez, the Red Bull homegrown from the Bronx, scored against City in May. Will score here for New York in August.
Come on.
Gives New York a 1-0 advantage a half an hour in. Omir Fernandez cashing in from the spot.
Now, what a great example of just how dangerous Latinas can be for us in terms of, he might not be playing his best game for 29 minutes, but it's that one time that he gets possession and does some creative things in the box. He single-handedly created this opportunity. Sands was a little bit late, and then give credit to Omir Fernandez. In a big moment, he steps in, he picks his spot. He knew exactly where he wanted to go. Freeze guesses the wrong way, and this Red Bull team, who has not played a very good game so far in the first 30 minutes, it's been slow. It's been too deliberate. But fortunately, they figured out a way to take a lead here, and now it's about keeping this lead.
NYCFC on the ensuing kick. Red Bull trying to press right off of it. Keep an eye on City, a dangerous team in transition. Parks plays left for Kufran. 32nd minute, Fernandez the goal. Helps New York out to a 1-0 advantage. Teams will play again in the regular season in September. Tavon Gray, the only City player to be given a yellow card. Sands was not on the foul in the box. Goal officially coming in the 31st minute. Kufre. In for Ledesma. Back to Chenot on the defensive half. Switch from left to right. Gray. His 18 taps back to Martins. Back to Freeze. Back to Martins. Luquinha's coming.
Oh, here we go.
Give away. Tolkien's got it 30 yards away. Fernandez, 22 yards out. Goes inside the 18. Takes a shot that gets deflected down. Fernandez runs down the loose ball. 5 yards off the end line. May have been better off served to take one from distance. City able to work out of it. Frankie Amaya will get called for a foul and pick up a yellow.
Well, Frankie Amaya didn't want the card there and didn't want to get the foul there, but fortunately for us, this was an NYC team that was off and running right there. Might be the best thing to happen to us.
Steve, right or wrong in that last sequence?
Yeah, without
Fernandez,
question.
take a shot,
yeah,
right?
He's got to take a shot. And you can see he was still
20 yards out.
He second-guessed himself that one first touch and put himself a little bit wider than he'd probably like. And unfortunately, a golden opportunity there to, as we won possession again, to really truly counter right there and put him under.
NYCFC has been living with back passes to Matt Freeze. That time it cost them possession as Freeze was pressured, played it out. Now on the back line, Chanot clears it through the middle of the field. Bouncing through for Tolkien, who flicks it off his head for Sean Nealis. Pops it back in the air. Sands heads it in the direction of Andres Jason, who puts his hands through the back of John Tolkien. Tolkien a little slow to get him. New England has pulled a goal back against Atlas. Or as I've heard so many times during the course of this tournament, Atlas.
Atlas. Whatever.
Which one do you prefer?
That they lose?
How do you tell me how to, you want me to say it for the rest of the night?
Atlas.
Thank you. I'll let you make the important decisions.
Shake and bake. Good job.
Van Zer. Barlow up the line, throwing for New York. Barlow.
Yellow card. Chanot. That's a yellow card.
Yeah, Barlow tried to throw it in quick. Chanot got in his way.
He delayed an opportunity for Barlow to start quickly there. That's a yellow card.
John Tolkien up the line. Taking his time to throw it in. Plays in Barlow against Parks. Chanot down from Martins. Off the side of his foot, the outside part of his foot. Nick Cushing caught it, and instead of giving it to John Tolkien, throws it down the sideline a little bit. Bit of gamesmanship from the Chester, England native, Nick Cushing, the 38-year-old. Van Zer and Tolkien combining off the throw. Flicked on by Bakra. Edelman and Santi Rodriguez doing battle for it. Chanot picks up possession. 37th minute on the back of an Omir Fernandez PK. New York leading 1-0. Rodriguez dispossessed by Fernandez. Reyes stepping forward. First touch tonight from New York in several cases has just not been clean.
Yeah. And this is an NYC staff that's asking them to look at this a little bit clearer. This tackle there by Edelman. We'll see if we can see a replay here. The ball's kind of going back and forth, and I'm not necessarily seeing anything other than just two players going in for the ball. Might have been.
Unless his foot came up, Steve, in there. See if we get a
He's up, so I think it was
closer
more
replay.
Who's selling? Rodriguez was selling. Oh, it's raining, man. We weren't expecting any rain tonight. Maybe this will speed up the game a little bit.
Throw in City. 38th minute, Red Bull leading 1-0.
Last 10. Got to be smart.
Looking at the radar, there's a couple patches of green in the northern part of the state, one of which is right on top of us. Doesn't look to be anything that will be sustained. It's actually even lightened up in the last couple seconds. Tolkien heading down left side, Laquinhas against Tavon Gray. Laquinhas weaving around. top part of the 18. Ball trickles through to the right side. Cameron Harper. Harper inside the 18 takes a shot. Save made by Freeze to the near post.
Oh, my goodness.
You said he's a shot stopper, and that was the definition of what Matt Freeze is good at.
Well, great job here by Cameron Harper just to take the first defender on. A little change of pace, change of direction. Just wish that he hit that far post. That angle is a golden opportunity to find the back post. If not, the goal.
Van Zer to the headline. Laquinius, a head ball that hangs and floats in the 6. Grabbed by Freeze.
Starting to pick up a little bit of energy. This is good to see. Van Zer does a good job getting to the end line. Just crosses it over, and Laquinius does a good job just getting on the end of it.
Steve, you know what I want to see?
Oh, he's on.
Killer instinct.
He's
Van
on.
Zer ripping
Ooh.
a shot.
He was on.
He was.
Oh.
No, offside flag comes up.
It was close.
Yeah,
very
close.
close to Chanot.
Van Zer kind of stayed inside the 6, and then Edelman played it right back to him. I thought it was close, too, with Chanot, who hadn't gotten outside of his 18 either. I want to see team tonight, Steve, a killer instinct, and go find the second goal.
It's close. Yeah. I mean, could you imagine just going into the locker room being 2 goals up? Love to see it.
Laquinius off of Gray. Throw in New York, 41st minute. Red Bull up 1-0.
Well, we've seen so far quite a few opportunities, if not more of the opportunities, come from a little bit of the width. Opens the game up a little bit. Laquinius and Omir Fernandez finding some good space now.
Fernandez off a ball from Amaya. Taps to Harper. Harper takes another shot inside the 18. This one blocked down by Kufre. Harper isolated on the right side. 20 yards out, drops back to Edelman. Edelman floats one over the top for Harper. Against Chanot. Harper trying to battle back and get it. Foul coming on Harper, I guess. Saw the referee raise his hand. Might have hit Harper's right arm in the tangle with Chanot.
Most definitely. This is a Red Bull team that, for me, is doing a really good job right now. Just kind of taking it to the next gear right now. They just need to be smart defensively and see if we can capitalize on great play like this.
Laquinius weaving through traffic, fights off Sands. Van Zer inside the 18. Hits the left-footed service. Knows he should have done better. Tolkien trying to keep the pressure on. A tap around Bacra. Harper wide open on the right side. 30 yards out. Red Bull reorganizing defensively. It's Reyes with a touch. 43rd minute. Amaya turning, trying to get towards goal. Laquinius posted up wide left. 15 yards out. Laquinius circles back around. Amaya with possession. Middle of the field, Edelman. 30 yards out. Plays Reyes, who's joined the attack. Leaving in Fernandez. Corner of the box, right side. Andres Jason. It comes to Barlow. 25 yards out. Barlow easily dispossessed there by Sands. City will clear. Rolling to awaiting Carlos Cornell, who will bring it back in to his box.
This is fun. This is what I thought the game was going to be like at the first whistle. It just took us a little bit to get into the groove of things. Fortunately, still here in the 44th minute, up 1-0.
Laquinius with possession. Laquinius has elevated his game as of late. Van Zer takes it away from Jason. Van Zer looking to get to the end line. He was taken down with some contact inside the box. It was an awkward tackle. Cameron Harper, a great sliding tackle from Kufre. Edelman keeping the pressure on. Amaya tapping back with Reyes. Let's see if that foul, potential foul on Van Zer, worthy of a second look. Edelman for Harper. Harper cleanly dispossessed, awkwardly fell on the ball as well. It's become a derby match.
This is fun. I'm officially enjoying this match now. Just to stay in control. Make sure you focus. Remaining balance of the season. I mean, the first half. Don't give up anything. Be smart defensively.
City inside the 18. Parks, his shot towards the top of the box is deflected down. 45th minute, Red Bull trying to make sure they get out of the half. Up the goal that they are. Martins to the right, Tavon Gray. Tolkien wins it back. As Nealis, now Amaya. Going to float one high and long for Van Zer. Will go out. Still have not gotten any replay on that potential foul inside the 18 on Dante Van Zer. Checking stoppage time. Hit 45 on the clock, 4 minutes. Martins, the switch from right to left. Ledesma, one times it out of the air, holds possession, leaves for Sands. Barlow got a deflection on it. Edelman was playing Fernandez, but gave it away. Reyes, top of the 18. Offside flag coming up on Santi Rodriguez. Still scoreless in Philadelphia. Atlas leading New England 2-1. Pumas and Quintero scoreless in the 45th. Charlotte and Cruz Azul have kicked off. That game is scoreless in the 13th minute. We'll recap our Honda keys to the game before we break, and we'll play Troy Lessane's media presser from during the course of the week. Parks' ball went off the side of the head of Amaya, tracked down by Van Zer. Amaya a little shaken up. Van Zer against Tavon Gray. Keeps possession. Tolkien with it. Tolkien, a good ball to slip Edelman coming forward. Van Zer with space on the left sideline. Now through a double team, we'll play back to Edelman. About midway through our shown 4 of stoppage time. Cornell, the chip off to the left. Tolkien. Luquinhas with possession. Trying to go around Tavon Gray. She fights off one challenge, and then Luquinhas and Sands go into one another. It's about, what, the third or fourth kind of
getting after it,
violent collision that's happened in this. Ugly but fun?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe the last 15 minutes. Let's be honest with ourselves. It was a little bit slow, a little bit too deliberate in the first 30 minutes. Just after we started creating some width, but we also started being a little bit smarter in terms of just getting the ball to Luquinhas, let him do his thing, and a little bit more urgency. And we've got a different game here in the last 15 minutes, and it's fun to watch.
Looks like it's going to be a Red Bull throw-in. John Tolkien will take it. Flicked ahead for Luquinhas. Goes off of Andres Jason. Tolkien to take the throw-in. For Barlow. Dispossessed by Sands. Luquinhas, a foul on Gray, will allow City to work out of their back third. bench tonight for New York, if you're thinking of potential changes at half or later on, Jaden Reed, Matt Nacita, Peter Stroud, Kyle Duncan, Elias Manuel, Drew Yearwood, Wiki Carmona, Ronald Donkor, and Hassan Nadam, the field players. Throw in for City. We've hit 4 minutes. Maybe a little extra time on top of the stoppage time, but not much. As the whistle blows, and Red Bull will take a 1-0 lead on the back of a PK goal from Omir Fernandez in the 31st minute. Partner, let us recap our Honda keys to the game.
We'll do it short and sweet, this one. First one, win in advance. As we talked about, the value of this tournament and the stage that we're in right now, it's knockout time, so it's all about just getting a result. The unique nature of this game, and also the fact that, there is going to be no overtime. This is going to go straight to PKs. We're going to find a winner here tonight, and that winner has an opportunity to play either Philadelphia or DC United in the next round. The New York Derby, 26th time in all meetings, first time in the Leagues Cup here, and I can't recall, it's been a while, at least from that Open Cup in 2022 where we've had a knockout experience where the Red Bulls earned that 3-0 win. Tonight we get up 1-0, and again, this last 15, 20 minutes has been a lot better. Third key is the matchmakers. This is an opportunity for players to step up and do big things. We saw the other night there, Santiago Rodriguez in NYC doing a great job against Toronto, getting a couple goals. Tonight we see a guy, or at least, last game we saw Dante Van Zer step up with 2 goals. Tonight we see Laquinius doing a great job in the last 15, 20 minutes, but Amir Fernandez, we talk about things, or at least people that step up, Amir Fernandez, under the pressure of a PK, slots it and gives this Red Bull team a very deserving 1-0 lead right now in the first half.
Would imagine there will be some more fireworks coming in the second half of this one. Red Bull leading 1-0. We'll come back on the other side of hearing from Troy Lassane with scores from around the league. I'll look at some of the numbers in this one and get you set for the next 45 minutes.
Thanks. John Lupo from Babel, the North American Soccer Reporters. Two-part question, Troy. We spoke a little about this after the match the other night, but obviously playing a rival, we know what they're about. Do you feel like that when you look at them, they've changed a little bit with McGraw coming in, they've had a couple of other players coming in that may or may not play. The way you got forward at the end of the match against St. Louis, where you were able to open up a lot of space, do you feel like there are some things you can look at for maybe that part of the match that you can do against their defense? And just, I think some of the younger players, Hassan, Ronald, when he comes on, they're playing really well. They're being very effective. Do you feel like maybe we'll see them get more playing time, increased minutes, maybe even a start, if not tomorrow, down the road?
Going back to the first part of the question, I would say the additions for New York City go hand in hand with their style of play and their identity. So while they may have picked up a couple new signings, those players are going to lend to a lot of the behavior that we've seen from them and that we're hyper aware of. How they've done that in the recent weeks is with different structures at different times, and we need to be prepared for that because they have a lot of fluidity in their team. So these are all things that we're considering as we prepare for this derby tomorrow night. In regards to the way the San Luis match played out, I don't know that that's necessarily as relevant for this match, although I was really happy to see us get into dangerous positions late in match beyond just Dante scoring the goal, and be able to expose some of the space behind the opponent that they were giving us. And then lastly, the last part of that question, I think, was about the young players. These young players, I think we have many, many young players in our team, as we know, and they've all stepped up at different times and will continue to do so. I'm really happy with all of their performances, and the more that they're able to put good performances together, the more they're going to give themselves to earn a start for the first 11.
We'll move on to Gustavo. Gustavo, please proceed with your question for Coach. Coach, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yep.
Sure, I'm just making sure here. Talk to us a little bit regarding Andres Reyes and the other players, because we were able to see him after the match against San Luis with some sort of a shoulder pad, and just would like to know about his availability for tomorrow.
Yeah, I was happy to have him back in the team and be able to feature for us. Like you mentioned, he was dealing with a little bit of a shoulder issue that kept him out, but I was happy to see him be able to come back so quickly. And hopefully, he's continuing to progress, and we want to make sure that we progress him at the right pace, and hopefully he doesn't have any more injury or sustain any more discomfort to that shoulder, because we all know Andres can make a big difference in our team. But I think that was a great step the other night for him to be back in the team so quickly after being out the match previous.
And regarding Daniel Edelman, which was seen limping in the second half, is he okay too?
Yeah, Daniel's doing great. I think Daniel is someone that doesn't have any injury concerns. That's number one. And then number two, really, really happy with his output over the last couple of weeks. I feel like he's, especially the other night, was covering so much ground for not only, what his role is, but for covering for teammates at times whenever he needs to. So he's a big factor in our group, and I've really enjoyed seeing the development that he's had this entire year, particularly the last month of the season.
We'll proceed with John. John, please proceed with your question, then we'll go to Christian next.
Okay, thank you. I was going to ask about Kyle Duncan, because I think when you brought him in the other night, he obviously is very stable defensively, but I also think that at times he's able to join in the attack, and he provides a sort of offensive spark from the back. So what are your thoughts on Kyle, what you've seen from him in these two matches, and sort of his role going forward? Could we possibly see him getting a start?
Yeah, I mean, Kyle's someone over the last 8 matches. I think he started in, 5 out of the last 8 matches. And then these last couple matches, he's come on in a reserve role. And he's someone that's very important to the group, regardless if he's starting or if he's coming on and featuring like he did the last 2 matches and raising the level as a reserve. I think he's done that. He's brought the level back up to a very good level that allows us at certain points in the matches when maybe we're starting to drop off. He's bringing the right energy and giving us the right output in these types of moments. He's absolutely someone that I would consider starting, and someone that I have a lot of trust in. So, Kyle, he's done incredibly well over many seasons here in the club, and he's someone that we can depend on at any moment and in any role.
We'll proceed with our next question. Christian, please proceed.
Hi, good afternoon, Coach Troy. Just wanted to ask you a little bit about going into tomorrow's match. Obviously, New York City FC came in beating the other team 5-0. What are some areas that the team has to watch out for going into this round of 32? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what they're capable of. They're capable of creating a lot of chances, and they're creating being able to create those chances and score goals, and they do so by try to disrupt that. And then when we come in on-ball moments, can we be a little bit more confident to sustain possession, create chances of our own, and not make it a match where we're defending for large parts of the game, because that sometimes that can happen when you play versus New York City. They have 60% possession, maybe more, and that's difficult if they have that much possession in a game.
We just got our last question. Gustavo, please proceed.
Coach, obviously the last day of the summer transfer window, the team signed Juan Jose Mina. Can we expect in these final hours any more addition to the roster?
I think it's possible. The last hours always of a transfer window can be a little bit crazy, and there's so many conversations that are always ongoing, and there's a lot of work put into that, the preparation towards being ready to make the right decision at the right time for the club. Sometimes you don't see as many signings as you would imagine would happen during this period, but that's not from a lack of effort and a lack of, trying to again, help the team progress and make sure that we fill in different roster spots that can help us go on and improve our position in the league. I said this all along. If it's the right player and it's the right time, then I know our sporting director and our scouts are going to make the right decision. If it's not, then we feel really good about our group, and we feel really good about those in the second team that we're able to call up. And then even some of our young academy prospects, we have a different pipeline than most clubs do. So that's a longer answer to your question, but I think it gives you a little bit more of the full scope of what the process is.
Thank you, Coach. I always appreciate it.
When I'm not voicing Wendy's ads, I'm gaming. Yes! Can't even sleep till I go God mode and some poor soul rage quits. Boom! So I stay up and stay fueled with a Baconator, because Wendy's delivers late.
Are you recording a Wendy's ad right now?
That and destroying your world.
Come on!
Whatever you're up for, we're down. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Delivery Late Night. Open till midnight or later. Got 'em. Hours and delivery availability may vary.
Red Bull fans, we've partnered with Affinity Federal Credit Union to bring you the first ever New York Red Bulls credit card. The RBNY card let you earn points to redeem for team merchandise, exclusive experiences, and more. Earn triple points when using it at Red Bull Arena, on Red members, and all sporting good purchases. Make sure you sign up today. Your club, more rewards.
The Honda Civic and the Accord are uniquely stylish in their own way. But you know what they have in common? Reliability and comfort? Sure. Available turbocharged engines? Of course. But also, the driver, having fun for no reason, except for the thrill of driving a Honda. Named 2023 Best Overall Brand by Kelly Blue Book's KBB.com.
Based on 2023 Brand Image Awards from Kelly Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
NJIT has been making student success stories since 1881 and has the rankings to show for it. Nationally, Forbes.com ranks NJIT #1 for student upward economic mobility. U.S. News & World Report recognizes NJIT as one of America's top 50 public universities. And on the international front, Newsweek and Make Magazine call NJIT one of the top maker schools in the world. What will you make at NJIT? Learn more at njit.edu.
Provident Bank believes commitment isn't something you say, it's something you do. That's why they back it up day in and day out. In checking accounts with better rewards, with lenders that understand your business needs, and by supporting teams with the most committed fans. That's why Provident Bank is proud to be the official banking partner of the New York Red Bulls and unofficially the most committed bank in the world. Learn more at provident.bank.
Congrats on the new house, honey.
What's this? Carbon monoxide detectors?
Yeah, but one on every level.
Because you can't see or smell carbon monoxide.
And when fuel-burning appliances aren't working right, CO can build up and be deadly.
Guys, I'm on it.
We just want to know you're safe.
At PSE&G, we're committed to your family's safety. Know how to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning. If your CO detector goes off, leave immediately. Then call 911. Protect the ones you love. Learn more at pseg.com/gas safety.
And he was a little disheveled for a little bit there. I want to be maybe a little cautious about that. Obviously, they're going to come out here and and see kind of, or at least try to continue the momentum that this team had in the last 15, 20 minutes. But, this is a game that's going to be a little unique. I think I wouldn't be surprised if it gets into the later moments, and if we're winning, that we see kind of 5 in the back. Maybe Nadam comes on. We'll see.
Other scores from around Leagues Cup right now. These are all round of 32 games. Atlas leading New England 2-1. They're going to halftime in Chester. Philadelphia and D.C. are scoreless. Same story down at Audi Field. Pumas and Querétaro. Charlotte and Cruz Azul in the 28th minute. That is scoreless. Yet to kick tonight. One more game, a 10:30 start out in Utah. Leon and RSL. Red Bull will start with the second half kick. No changes made. We'll reset the lineups for you on the Red Bull side. NYCFC has made a change we'll tell you about. It's Van Zer, Barlow, Laquinhas, Fernandez, Amaya, Edelman, Harper, Tolkien, Reyes, Nealis, and Coronel. Tom Barlow fouled. Change has been made as it looks like NYCFC will go 3 in the back and try and attack on the flanks. Justin Hack has come in as a center back. He will play to the left of Chanot. Martins to the right. It's still Koufre and Tavon Gray as now the wing backs. Parks, Rodriguez, Sands. Good ball coming forward for Bakrar. 1v1 against Sean Nealis. Tolkien, second defender, coming over. Matias Pellegrini has also come on for NYCFC. Andres Jason and Richie Ledesma, the players that have come out. Pellegrini, native of Argentina, 23 years old, started his MLS career with Inter Miami. Was loaned to City at the end of the year. Here comes Dante Van Zer for Romeo Fernandez. Top of the 18. Fernandez trying to cut it back to his left foot. Poked away, but kept on by Edelman. Wide right for Harper. Harper's service is deflected, and Freeze will get it as he hops off his line to get it just outside the 6. NYCFC claiming Pellegrini off of waivers last year. It's a guy that when he came into the league, I think there was a lot of talk from Inter Miami. Some pretty sizable transfer fee. Estudiantes, the team that he came in from Argentina. Bakar. Reyes grabbing the City player just outside the 18. Steve, dare I say, that's one of those fouls on Andres Reyes. It's going to come with a yellow card. It's not necessary.
Well, there's really absolutely no reason right there. You just kind of get yourself in a good position and you're going to grab there. I mean, it's obvious, too, in terms of the grab. It's like, he's not defending with his legs. He's defending with his arms, and it gets him in bad spots. And you pick up the yellow card, but you also pick up a
dangerous spot here. Coronel will organize what looks to be a 5-player wall.
Thanks.
Santi Rodriguez around it. Koufre around it as well. One a left-footed option, one a right-footed option. Coronel telling the referee he's set. Koufre approaches and hits. Driven into the wall. Red Bull able to dodge the first issue, but City keeps the pressure on as they run down the ball. Played towards the back post. Coronel getting a hand on it. Sands was lurking towards that back post area. It'll be the first corner of the night for either team, and it will come for NYCFC.
Well, this team has to be smarter now defensively, but how they play this game, a lot of momentum in the end of the first half. Red Bull had, Now it looks like this NYC team is really starting to have some urgency in this game.
Pellegrini walking over to take the corner. There's a discussion between two City players as to who's going to take it. It will be Pellegrini to do it. Should swing out with his left foot. And does. Bounces across the 6. We have got a foul on Justin Hack. Went into the back of Daniel Edelman, who was slow to get up. Not the best of 5 minutes to start this second half for New York.
A little ugly, a little nervy too. See, it's an NYC team that probably had a locker room chat with the coach that probably wasn't as positive as as they probably would want. Now the energy has come out here in the second half.
The tactical formation change. We'll see if Red Bull can adjust to that. Cameron Harper doing battle with Rodriguez. Edelman for Harper. Middle of the field, Banzer. Luquinhas picks up a free ball. Picks his head up, gets Barlow. Diagonal ball back, it's Luquinhas. Half volley. Goes off of a City player. It will be Red Bull's first corner of the night. Luquinhas starting to find the game, and that is a good thing for New York.
A very good thing. We have said for the last couple weeks, if not months, that good things happen when you get that guy the ball and he starts having some confidence with his touches.
John Tolkien will take the corner. In swinger with his left foot. Puts it on the end line part of the corner circle. Three-step run up. Driven back post. Reyes there. Just could not redirect it on target, but a really good opportunity.
What a great ball. We saw it the other night. John Tolkien stepping up, and what I love about this little in-swinger here is just the pace that he puts on it, and quite frankly, Reyes needs to do a better job there because you could see his frustration. I mean, that was a perfectly weighted ball.
Harper wins the goal kick back. Fernandez taps it off of Justin Hack. Keeps possession for New York. Remember here, Amaya and now Reyes on yellow cards. Subs beginning to move and warm a little bit for Red Bull. Keaton Parks wins the throw-in. Fernandez, check it. Amaya over the top left side for Tolkien. Tolkien for Luquinhas, who's gone back to maybe his more preferred left side. Splits through two blue jerseys. Tapped out by Tavon Gray. Corner far side for New York.
But I like it. We're creating some width now. We're being smart in terms of possession on the outsides, and we're winning opportunities like we just saw with Reyes, and now again here, this another set piece.
Luquinhas will put it down. Opportunity there for New York. Ball rolling off a City clearance into the box of Carlos Coronel. The right foot of the Red Bull keeper. Parks had it for a moment. Lost possession to Edelman. Tolkien, Pellegrini do battle. Neal is to the left for Luquinhas. Daniel Edelman dropping back for Sean Neal. He's going to chip it in space. Look for Van Zer. Easy area win for Chanot. Red Bull gets the second ball, and now the third from Luquinhas. Fighting off Tavon Gray, who did a pretty good defensive job to win it back. Tolkien then sliding forward. New York throw in the 55th minute from small business to personal checking. Provident, the bank that's committed to you, and that's a commitment you can count on. Provident Bank, the official banking partner of the New York Red Bulls.
Got to find your forwards, Matt. Got to find them. Don't necessarily need them scoring goals per se, but just being involved in the possession element of it. That'll collapse the defense of NYC a little bit more and open up some space on the outsides, and even give us opportunities with Amir Fernandez and Luquinhas with the ball a little bit more. Got to find these forwards and get them involved in the game.
Luquinhas chesting down left side, 25 yards from the end line. Leaves for Barlow, pushes it back for Edelman. Leaves for Nealis, back to Edelman. Turns, comes forward. Angled ball left for Luquinhas. 45 yards out. Ball is to Tolkien. He then lost it to Pellegrini, who will take a throw in for NYCFC. Dropped into the box for Freeze. Parks for Martins. Sands tapping to the sideline. Gray. A lot of possession here for City, but all in the back third.
There we go.
Barlow off a giveaway. Finds Luquinhas inside the 18. Looking for a second foul inside the box. Let's see if there's something to look at.
Not even going to look at it. We'll see here. Good job by Tom Barlow. Put some pressure on, win the possession. Luquinhas with a good first touch, create some space for himself. They're not going to give that one. He's selling. Center official's not buying that one.
City possession. 57th minute. Red Bull up a goal. Barlow coming in, fouling Keaton Parks. And Parks unhappy that there was not more of at least a conversation with Barlow.
Yeah, you know what?
Bacrar against Reyes. Down to the end line. And it's a goal kick for New York.
Man, I worry so much. Reyes and how he defends. He defends with the top of his body. He's too much. He's so quick and strong. It's okay to defend with your legs a little bit in good spots. You're fast enough and you're strong enough to get there. He's just going to get himself in trouble and continue to get himself in trouble. And he's just got so much potential for the next level. If he can just learn how to move his feet a little bit quicker and more efficiently, he's going to be a superstar.
Cornell off the goal kick. Played it out. City possession into their 18 for Matt Freeze. Chanot. Hack. Each has been given a yellow card.
I think that was a culmination of parts of a couple of different things that he was chirping about in the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Third Red Bull player to receive a yellow on the night. Amaya, Reyes, now Omir. Parks joins Tavon Gray on the naughty list for the night. Chanot against Fernandez. Hack. Fernandez working back. It's called for a foul. Those yellow cards, Steve, have to play a role for Troy Lesesne thinking about how do we see this game out, right?
Yeah, no, without question, because this is a game that seems like it's going to erupt a little bit emotionally, and this is unfortunately when red cards start coming out, and second yellows, and just don't need to see this, especially again, the importance of a knockout tournament. And want to see everybody with an opportunity to play.
Edelman gives it away. Rodriguez ahead for Baccarat. Neal is coming over. Shot off the ground. Didn't have much on it. Coronel able to make a rather elementary save.
Good job, though, by Sean Nealis. He's probably heard me stay a little bit because I wanted to make sure that he didn't step too early to give that outside player an opportunity. Good job defensively.
Do you think he hurt you?
No.
Ooh. Barlow upended by Sands. City possession. Gray dropping it back inside the 18. Freeze taps to his left for Chanot. An hour in, 30 to go. Subs coming down for New York. Makes sense. Rodriguez, good ball for Pellegrini, who found a seam through the middle, but too much on it. It rolls in for Coronel. Tack that one away for the rest of the night.
That was a hell of a ball and a hell of a run. Very fortunate that it was just the weight a little bit too heavy. Ooh. This is going to get interesting. This final 30.
Luquinhas inside the 18, gives it away. Luquinhas driving forward, leaves for Barlow. Could not find the handle on it, and now Tolkien will commit a foul. That's got to be better.
Oh, my goodness.
New York.
Yeah, it's got to be better by Tom Barlow. Luquinhas does an absolutely incredible job winning the ball, winning possession, keeping it, drawing a defender, pushing it off, and Tom Barlow, you got to be better here, buddy.
'62nd minute. New York continuing to lead 1-0. It's Kyle Duncan and Drew Yearwood to get up for New York. Yearwood, you would think maybe for Fernandez with the yellow, as he's played more of an attacking role. Duncan, Steve, I don't know. It might be a straight switch for Harper, or it could be slide Tolkien in and go 5 in the back. Now Tolkien will commit a foul towards the sideline. Maybe one he didn't need to do on Baccarat. See if the subs are made here. Not yet. Is it time for a 5 in the back? Or do you take Harper out and pull Duncan in?
I mean, a 5 in the back, I thought it'd be more of like an Adam. I think this might be just a straight substitution.
Rodriguez taking the free kick. Taken down by Amaya. Luquinhas over the shoulder clearance. It's the Red Bull assistant coach. Chanot. Reyes winning it. Harper. Reyes stepping in. Now he goes down, and a foul will be called on City, and here come the subs.
The first one, Tom Barlow for Yearwood, maybe one up top, 3 behind him.
Harper for Duncan. Four, 2, 3, 1. Yearwood coming in with instructions for Fernandez. Duncan in, fresh legs on the right side for Harper. Looks like they're going to put Yearwood in as more of a 10. Fernandez right, Luquinhas left. First two changes for Red Bull. City had made 2 at the break. Duncan in a scramble for it. Is able to get Red Bull to throw in the 65th minute. Now looking to throw it in front of the technical area, being told by the referee to push it forward here. Yearwood tapping down, looking for Van Zer. Fernandez. Can Red Bull see this out in the last 25 minutes? Justin Hack against Fernandez gives it away. Still no score between Philadelphia and DC. Winner of this one plays the winner of that one. Red Bull and DC matchup. That game is here Monday night at RBA. Edelman poking across for Van Zer. Luquinhas just a half step away from being in on goal. Reyes a strong aerial win. Now we'll go down. Holding his head.
It's going to give Coach Troy Lassane a lot to think about right now, especially as it pertains to head and concussion protocol, and they'll be sitting out quite a bit here in terms of going through the whole entire protocol. I think I might make a straight sub. Him sitting on the yellow and
bring in the Dom.
Yeah. He's up, but going to have to come out.
Walking off slowly. Red Bull will play, at least for the moment, down a player. They will slot Edelman back in as one of the center backs. Reyes checked out and right back to the fourth official.
Laying the man down right now. Troy Lassane wants him in. Come on. Got to get him in.
City keeping possession. Now Reyes called back on. Kyle Duncan looking for it in the air. Finds it. Loose ball tracked down by City. Lot of game left to be played. Chanot with possession. And Tolkien's, in essence, a given to stay in. And perhaps Reyes is as well. What's your next move if you're Troy Lassane?
It's tough because I'd actually look at kind of a situation of maybe like a Manuel up top instead of Van Zer. It's just it's kind of want to wait a little bit, another 5 or so minutes to see if things aren't going our way. Do we go 5 in the back instead and change it up that way?
Parks with a long ball through the seam. Rolls into the box of Coronel. There are 6 Red Bull players warming up, one of which is going to get called down real quick, and that will be Steve Elias Manuel.
Blind squirrel finds a nut.
I wouldn't assume that's for Van Zer, though.
No, I know. And I was thinking maybe
Fernandez?
Yeah. You know, it's like Banzera has not had one of his better games. Let's be honest here. But he's the intangible right now, right? He's got so much upside that you're kind of questioning, is it really the time to take him out? Especially coming off 2-goal game.
Well, and I would say the difference between him and Fernandez right now, one's on a yellow, one's
card.
not.
Good call. Great call.
Reyes, Banzera, who could play one of those wide spots in a 4-2-3-1. Would agree, though, not his best game. Bouncing ball through the middle, headed down by Amaya. Couldn't keep it cleanly. Reyes down again. He had some contact mixed up from Bakrar. Sands through the middle. Rodriguez. Good ball and a good head of steam by Pellegrini, who lost a sliding challenge from Edelman.
Edelman and Maya done good tonight, man. They're really clogging that space. Haven't given Rodriguez and anybody else coming through that midfield any opportunities.
Good step by Duncan to win it. Edelman goes down. Amaya getting around Pellegrini. Plays off to the left for Tolkien, who finds some open real estate on that left flank. Up the line, Luquinhas. 20 yards from the end line, plays back Tolkien. He and Tavon Gray do battle. Tolkien is fouled by Gray. Here comes Manuel, and it will be a straight swap up top for Dante Banzera.
Fair. And I wouldn't mind seeing a Wiki Carmona, quite frankly. Possession-based kind of player for Amir Fernandez.
Third change made by New York. Manuel entering here for New York. New York looking for that second goal. Duncan getting a hit on it inside the 18. Player going down is Coupre.
DC still holding on to your life there in Philadelphia.
And that game becoming more and more interesting by the moment.
Remember, no OTs. Go straight to PKs.
I guess that's for the entire tournament, right?
God bless you.
Hack, backheeled Rodriguez. Coupre with possession. Fernandez wins it back. New York. Yearwood lets it go through to Luquinhas. And Gray, the two players on a yellow card. For New York City. The 74th minute. Frankie Amaya and John Tolkien go over what will be a free kick from 35, 40 yards out. New York with two players right now in an offside position. They'll play it square to the left for Edelman. Chip in goes to nobody. Seemed to be miscommunication from start to finish there a bit for New York. Reyes at the halfway line, stepping forward. City winning it back. Good poke by Amaya. In space, Manuel there for a second. Luquinhas trying to track it down.
He got fouled.
Got fouled. No, they're going to call the foul on
Dive.
Luquinhas.
Oh, my goodness. Well, he tricked me. He saw.
It's got to be for embellishment, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Good ball there. That's not a yellow card. That's a bad call.
I mean, there's something.
Gets the ball. He's got to call it embellishment. It's the only way. I thought maybe he fouled him, but no.
Chanot.
It's a high line for us.
Inside the 18. Manuel giving chase. Switch for Tavon Gray on the right side. Puts it down on the deck for Rodriguez. Ooh. Fernandez working back well. Gets fouled by Pellegrini. Red Bull getting two more players up.
Get them in now. Get them in now. Get them in now.
Ready.
We're disorganized right now. We got to get them in right now.
Wiki Carmona is one. Peter Stroud is the other.
Oh, that's a yellow card. I think this game is about to get really ugly.
Carmona, Steve, I got to say for Fernandez, he looks a little gassed.
Yeah.
I don't know about Stroud. Hard to take out either Edelman or Amaya. They have been fantastic. Tyler Magno getting set to come on for NYCFC. Here come the changes for New York as well. Fourth official will be busy getting players in and out. It will have to come with the next dead ball.
The only thing I'm thinking is Amaya with the yellow card sitting on him. That makes Stroud.
Sands deflected away by Edelman. Tavon Gray, the flick forward for Rodriguez. Slowed by Nealis. Parks with it. Great ball in for Tavon Gray. Gray, shot, kick save by Coronel. This is Sands' shot, deflected away by Nealis.
Oh,
nervy moment. Luquinhas then gets hip checked by Rodriguez. Now that's got to be a yellow card on Santi Rodriguez.
I want to see how he came in high. Yeah, he came in high from the angle that I got.
No, there it is. Okay.
Carlos Coronel with an absolutely amazing save to keep us into this game, or at least have that 1-0 lead right now. I was asking for that substitution because you could just see the buildup. Look how disorganized we are. You see Sean Nealis, a good 15, 20 yards farther upfield than he needs to be right now. This is just really disorganized. Look how he comes in, though, Matt. For me,
could be a red.
Man, that's close. That's definitely a yellow. And he knows right away after he went in.
Well, he definitely got the yellow. Fernandez is going to come out. Edelman and Amaya in. Luquinhas, Fernandez coming out. Carmona and Stroud coming on in the 79th minute. Maxime Chanot just came over and pushed Omir Fernandez to get him out a little bit quicker. And now Tadlas Magno, 21-year-old, will come on for Bakrar, Munsef Bakar. Magno, not a traditional 9. Let's see how City changes things from a tactical side of things. Long ball upfield for Manuel. Able to keep it on, then take a shot at the corner flag. And Chanot standing over him and barking at him. Maxime Chanot has lost his head the last couple of times, and that's up to the referee. You came over and pushed Omir Fernandez. Whether you liked or didn't like the foul that Manuel felt he was taken down, you can't stand over a player and bark at him.
I mean, after that poignant speech he had pregame, he's going to go off and do that.
Well said. Great memory, Steve. Tolkien will see it out.
What's the over-under on a red? Let's do our annual.
I think we'd
per
both
game
bet for
bet
it right now.
I'm thinking it's almost a guarantee right now in the final 10 minutes.
Whether it's a straight red or just a double yellow. Both teams end with 11. I think we'd both be surprised. New York did get 2 of their guys out on yellow cards, and Fernandez and Laquinha. So now it's Tolkien, Reyes, and Amaya. Martins restarting. Magno, Nealis do battle for it. Bouncing ball comes to Carmona. Carmona looking for space, just holding possession. A strength of his game. 81st minute. Tolkien down the seam for Yearwood. Martins getting a touch.
Ooh, off him. That's us.
Yearwood saying it went off of NYCFC, and center official will agree.
If I'm Manuel, I'm going right next to Chanel and just chirp and chirp and chirp because he's emotionally taxed right now. He is just prone to making poor decisions because he's so lost it right now. Got to get in his grill.
Tolkien to take the corner. Outswinger. Reyes, the penalty spot, just missed it. Player down is Martins.
Don't know if it was when Reyes came in and got him in the back a little bit. Let's see here. No, just landed on himself.
Start to think for NYCFC what other changes could potentially come. They've got 2 more subs they can use. New York has used all 5 of theirs. Still scoreless in Philadelphia with the Union and DC. Querétaro has taken a 1-0 advantage on Pumas. 75th minute. Atlas leading New England 2-1. Cruz Azul and Charlotte are scoreless in the 49th. Last game yet to kick, 10:30 start. Leon as the home team in Utah against Real Salt Lake. Martins goes to the sideline. Pellegrini will take the free kick. 40 yards from goal, left side. Good ball, top of the 18. Headed out first time by Yearwood. Run down by Chanot. Defended by Duncan. Tapped out by the Red Bull defender. NYCFC to get a throw-in. Kyle Duncan staying on the left side. There are some open city players on the right. Duncan's got to get himself back on the right side of the field. Now he will. Throw in for Magno. His ball back for Tavon Gray offline. Throw in coming for New York.
Gonna be interesting last 5 here.
If there was ever a question as to whether or not teams will take this League's Cup tournament serious, both of these teams certainly are right now. Sands trying to slip Magno. Tolkien will run it down outer part of the box left side, plays it up towards midfield, but it goes out. Dallas, Houston, LAFC, Miami punching their ticket into the round of 16 last night. 6 more teams will do so tonight. 6 more teams tomorrow. Then the next round, the round of 16, starting on Sunday. Ball into the box for Freeze, 86th minute. Manuel giving chase. He got a deflection on it as it was cleared out. Up to Tavon Gray. Should be a throw-in for NYC. Omir Fernandez goal from the penalty spot in the 31st minute. The difference right now in this game. Good ball forward for Magno. Cornell outside of his 18. Tries to see it out. A little bit of a bump by Magno, but not my favorite spot to see Carlos Cornell. Both teams with 6 shots on the night. City maintaining the advantage in possession, 62-38. Neal is chipping it forward. 87th minute, coming up on the 88th, which will give us 3 in stoppage time. Manuel with a foul on Tavon Gray. Freeze on the right side, Martins. Up the line, Gray. Magno. And Reyes getting mixed up. It would have been a foul on Magno, but referee will allow the ball to roll into the box of Carlos Cornell. Okay. PA announcement going on right now relating to discrimination. John Tolkien, a player that is down right now. Referee will allow play to continue, so New York a little out of whack defensively. Sub coming for City at the ready. Check the number for you as quick as we can. Gabriel Siegel will be the player to enter. Carmona holding possession on the left side. Fights off a challenge from Parks. New York trying to get that second goal. Yearwood inside the 18. Bouncing to Manuel. Shot from Amaya. 20 yards out. Too much on it. Siegel, who played collegiately at Stanford, started his pro career at Loudon, then went to Germany for FC Cologne 2. Picked up on waivers during the course of the offseason. 90th minute. Carmona keeping it on for Duncan, who slid and missed it. Magno 25 yards out. Edelman working back to win it. What a game Edelman and Amaya have had.
Agreed.
Yearwood challenged by Pellegrini.
Just get off your feet. There you go.
Looking for space. Hits it off a City player. This is going to take us to 90. We're not even going to get to 90. We'll be shown 6 minutes of stoppage time. Buckle up for the next 6.
Well said.
Siegel in, Gray out.
Put him up top. Gotta be smart. Might want to sit somebody a little bit deeper, Edelman or Amaya here.
Through the middle of the field, Nealis stepping forward, popping it in the air. Nobody wanting possession right now. Reyes, a bit of a mishit. Parks heading it forward. Magno getting around Duncan to the end line. Played inside the 18. Parks with it 20 yards out. Goes to Martins. Now hacked 20 yards on the right side. Serve in, blocked by Tolkien.
So important that Manuel, as that lone front runner, offers options for this defense to clear the ball and him to possess it in some capacity, or at least put some pressure on, slow it down a little bit.
They are going to PKs in Philly as that game has reached its culmination. Thank you, Paul Schrager. In need of a ball to be played back in for what will be a goal kick. Carlos Cornell with the hit. Amaya, middle of the field, has it for a second. Edelman able to slot it forward for Duncan. Middle of the field, Yearwood. A nice back heel for Manuel. Back to Yearwood. Back to Manuel. Duncan, who fell but finds his feet and the ball. Red Bull throw in as it goes out. We're in the 3rd minute of the 6 we were shown of stoppage time. Manuel.
I love it.
Holding it at the corner.
Good job.
Duncan coming in as well. Duncan will get caught for a foul, an unnecessary foul. Quick restart by City. They'll try the right side. Wide left, Coufret. Tolkien has to take it out of the air. Play it out over the end line, and a very dangerous corner coming right now for NYCFC. Pushing everybody forward.
Yep.
Not quite Matt Freese, though he's on the attacking half. Outswinger. Hit out by Reyes. He'll be headed back in the direction of Freese. Red Bull will yield possession. 4th minute here of stoppage time. Freese chipping forward. Magno and Reyes come together for it. Chanot circling back around with possession. New York retreating into a 10-man shell. Reyes with an over-the-shoulder clearance. Yearwood, second ball. Parks keeps it alive. Neal is able to pop it into the air. New York in desperate need here of some kind of clearance.
Just don't foul. There's the clearance. There you go.
Amaya will knock it out of danger near the halfway line. About 2 remaining. Chanot, long switch from right to left. Duncan able to find it. Nealis will again clear it. It's going to come over the top. It should fall to Carmona. Chanot got there just in time. Parks chips it up the line. Good win by Reyes. Hits the right hand of Duncan. And it will allow City an opportunity to push numbers forward and get a free kick around the halfway line. About a minute remaining. It'll be Pellegrini who will take it with his left foot. Lofted into the 18. Headed high by Reyes. Manuel there. Played back to Magno. Open on the left side. Oh, around Yearwood once. Shot taken. Chipped in by Parks. Save into the 6 by Coronel. 30 seconds or so remaining. Hit by Coronel. Chanot leads into the box for Freeze. Troy Lassane asking the center official, take a peek at your watch. You've hit 6. That's going to do it, and Red Bull is going to advance into the round of 16. A goal from the penalty spot, enough to get the job done tonight for Red Bull. They will now hold on and turn their attention to what's going on in Philadelphia. A shootout between the Union and DC United will determine if New York is home on Monday or if they go to Philadelphia.
DC stepping up and hitting the first one. Up 1-0 as the first kickers.
Steve, big win tonight.
Absolutely. I think Amaya and Edelman was phenomenal. Not necessarily our best game, but, you know, we always try to make a positive spin on the idea that it might not have been best soccer, but we found a way to win, and that was really important. Laquinia's doing a great job picking up the PK, and when called upon, Carlos Coronel with another great save.
And fair to say, Steve, in these 3 games, Union just missed their first PK.
Yeah.
In these first 3 games, Revs, Atletico San Luis, NYCFC, Red Bull has kind of won 3 different kinds of games.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're spot on. I mean, it's kind of like, I think more than anything else, we're looking at a team that realizes they're not playing their best soccer right now, but they're figuring out how to get points, getting wins in this case, and that's a good lesson to learn here in August.
We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap it up for you. Might be able to tell you if Red Bull's home Monday or they're going to Philadelphia. That shootout continues. We'll let you know about it when we come back. Red Bull wins this one and into the round of 16. 1-0 winner in the derby against NYCFC.
NJIT has